At the very edge of the village of Leora, where the stone road dissolved into wild grass and whispering trees, stood a small, crooked house with a blue door that never quite closed. The villagers called it the house that breathed, because light always flickered behind its windows, even late into the night, as if it were alive. That was where Bella lived. She was not born into nobility, nor into comfort. She was the daughter of Elias, a gentle clockmaker whose hands smelled of oil and brass, and Mara, a woman with laughter so warm that even grief hesitated before entering their home. But happiness, like glass, is fragile. When Bella was only 12, her mother fell ill during a winter that would not end. By spring, Mara was gone, leaving behind silence and a girl who learned too early how heavy the world could be. Bella grew quickly after that, not taller, but deeper. Her eyes carried thoughtfulness beyond her years, and her voice had a softness that made people listen. She helped her father in his shop, fetched water for neighbors, and read every book she could find, especially the old ones filled with legends. People often said, "Bella is kind," but kindness was too small a word. She noticed things others missed. The loneliness in a widow's sigh, the anger hiding behind a baker's scowl, the sadness in her father's forced smiles. And when she noticed, she cared. At night, when the village slept, Bella would climb the hill behind her house and look toward the north, toward the dark mountains where the ruined castle of Viramont stood, broken and abandoned. They said it was cursed.
Long before Bella was born, Viramont had been the heart of the kingdom. Its towers shone like silver, and its king was said to be wise and just. But stories changed over time, like whispers carried by the wind. The last king, Alaric, was not remembered for wisdom, he was remembered for coldness. It was said that after a terrible betrayal no one spoke of openly, King Alaric closed his heart. He ruled not with cruelty, but with indifference. Laws were enforced without mercy. Joy was dismissed as weakness. When a mysterious enchantress came to the castle seeking shelter on a stormy night, the king turned her away, and magic, once insulted, does not forget. The curse was never fully explained. Only this was known: the castle fell silent, the king vanished, and anyone who entered Viramont never returned. So the people avoided it, all except Bella. One autumn evening, Elias did not return home. The sun dipped low, shadows stretched long, and Bella's worry grew heavier with each passing minute. When she asked the villagers, they shook their heads. He said he was going north, someone whispered. To the mountains, said another. To the old ruins, a third murmured, making the sign against evil. Bella did not hesitate. She wrapped herself in her mother's old cloak, lit a lantern, and followed the road beyond the village past. Where fear usually turned people back, the forest thickened as she walked. Trees twisted like ancient watchers, and the air felt heavy, charged. At last, she reached the iron gates of Viramont. They stood open. The castle loomed before her, cracked stone, dark windows, yet strangely waiting. Bella stepped inside. The doors closed behind her. The hall was vast, lit by floating candles that flickered to life as she entered. Bella's heart raced, but she did not scream. Fear existed, yes, but curiosity stood beside it. A voice echoed through the hall. "Why have you come?" From the shadows emerged a tall figure wrapped in a dark cloak. His face was pale, his eyes sharp but tired. He was not a beast, nor a ghost, but something broken in between. "I'm looking for my father," Bella said, her voice steady. "His name is Elias." The figure stiffened. "He trespassed," the man replied. "The curse binds all who enter." Bella lifted her chin. "Then bind me too. I will not leave without him." Silence filled the hall. For the first time in many years, the cursed king felt something stir within his chest, something dangerously close to feeling. The man revealed himself as King Alaric. He explained the curse. His heart had been bound by magic to reflect what he gave to the world. When he shut out compassion, the castle mirrored his emptiness. Time froze. Seasons halted. He could not die, but neither could he live. Elias was alive, held safely within the castle, but could not leave. Bella listened carefully. "Take me instead," she said at last. Alaric frowned. "You do not know what you offer." "I do," Bella replied. "Loneliness, stillness, waiting. I've known those things already." Something in her words cracked the king's composure, and so the bargain was made. Elias was released. Bella stayed. The man revealed himself as King Alaric. He explained the curse. His heart had been bound by magic to reflect what he gave to the world. When he shut out compassion, the castle mirrored his emptiness. Time froze. Seasons halted. He could not die, but neither could he live. Elias was alive, held safely within the castle, but could not leave. Bella listened carefully. "Take me instead," she said at last. Alaric frowned. "You do not know what you offer." "I do," Bella replied. "Loneliness, stillness, waiting. I've known those things already." Something in her words cracked the king's composure, and so the bargain was made. Elias was released. Bella stayed. Days passed, though the castle had no sun to mark them. Bella explored its halls, gardens frozen mid-bloom, and rooms filled with memories. Objects sometimes moved on their own, enchanted remnants of a spell long decayed. Alaric watched her from afar. She spoke to the castle as if it were alive. She dusted forgotten books. She laughed, actually laughed, when a teacup poured itself upside down. "Why do you smile?" Alaric asked one evening. "Because I choose to," Bella answered. Simply. No one had ever said such a thing to him. Far away, in Leora, people began to notice changes. Snow melted earlier than expected. Birds returned. The wind carried warmth. "Something has changed at Weiermont," they whispered. Elias felt it too, hope tugging at his chest, urging him to believe his daughter was alive. The enchantress returned. She revealed the truth. The curse could be broken only if the king chose compassion, knowing it could destroy him. "If you open your heart," she warned, "you may lose everything." Alaric looked at Bella. She smiled, not bravely, but honestly. "Whatever happens," she said, "it was worth it." And the king made his choice. The castle shook. Walls cracked. Light poured in. Time surged forward like a released river. Alaric collapsed, clutching his chest. Bella ran to him. "I'm here," she whispered. The curse shattered. The king lived. The castle breathed again.
Weiermont was restored, not as it once was, but better. Not a symbol of power, but of healing. Bella returned home, reunited with her father. She visited the castle often, not as a prisoner, but as a friend. And Alaric ruled again, not as a king above his people, but among them. Years later, bards would sing not of curses or kings. They would sing of a girl who walked into darkness with nothing but courage and kindness, and taught a kingdom how to feel again. Her name was Bella, and her story became legend.